Hello, greetings, this is Gillesmansillon. Welcome to my channel. I thought I'd come and say hello, wish you a good week, a good day, a good week. We'll discuss just a few ideas, and so that to say it's very important to always learn to live in your center. More and more, whenever you come out of your center, and when we come out of our center is when we get sick, we get depressed, but when we're inside our center, everything is well. And so it's about to learn to return to live in that center. All is given from the center, and the center, there is the inner center. There is always new level of centering until we find the center of centers. But the center is the heart, and to live there as much as possible. I also wanted to say that a lot of light workers are freely expressing, channelers and so on, that they had this past life and this past life and this past life. But I find very pudic, I find very, not shy, but I feel like this is a domain I do not want to speak about too much about my own past life, or I know quite a few of my past life. But first, I think people might think I'm completely insane to believe and say that I've been this persona or this persona in history. And second, a lot of people are afraid of the unknown. So it is about coming, when we're expressing truth, is trying not to make people afraid, for there is nothing to fear about love. It's like this love of God is nothing to fear about, this communication, this connection to God and Spirit. So I'm still very reluctant to speak about my past life. We're coming into a time where Saturn, the great planet Saturn, the beautiful Saturn, is actually is the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Time. It brings the responsibility of the change that is needed, and the next year is going to open up the third eye of humanity. So it is important to free ourselves as much as possible from the old cycle in order to be free to move into the new. And for that, you want to work with the planet Chiron. Chiron is a small planet that's connected to Saturn, that's very powerful, very advanced in consciousness, planet of healing and knowledge and wisdom. So you want to call on those planets, and to say that enlightenment, knowledge, transcendental wisdom will come naturally to us when we get to the receptive mode and we're ready to receive that. The key is not to be attached to darkness, to evil, to be attached to good or to God, and to seek out spiritual things. Because if we do not seek, we cannot find. If we do not knock on the doors will not open. And if we don't ask, we won't receive. If we do not see, so it's about it's what the Christ already explained that. So there is a need to give out the energy in order to receive the reflection back. And so, because in essence we are infinite beings, we are the I am, but we're completely limited by the mind, by time, by space, by matter, by energy. It's like we are wrapped up in this conditioning, and what we seek is the highest aspiration is to return to this infinite nature, to reconnect within, so that everything can be blended. We have to understand that we are not our accomplishment, our status in the world, our good deeds. All those things are just ego things, so it's part of the process. But we are far more. We are the earth, we are the sun, we are the galaxy, we are the universe. It is the higher we can expand our consciousness, the greater the unity consciousness, the greater our experience will become. But it's a step-by-step process. We have the ego will eventually recognize that we are connected to all that, and our nature is far more than even our past lives or our future life. Or it is just an experience that we've chosen to undertake. But we are the essence of all that is. We have to let go of what we believe to be the truth in order to put ourselves in the hands of God, and so we can learn something more, because whatever we believe is just an aspect, it's just a level, it is just a perception. We'll pull 4 cards. Also understanding that your spirit guides are fully competent. Spirit in general, or higher spirits, are the ones that are here to bring you into this enlightenment, to show you, to guide you, to give you the gift of understanding. For the I am presence is coordinating the process, and it is the outcome is that your soul realizes that connection. But the guides are really here, the higher guides are really here to assist us in that process, and so we want to be in gratitude for them to bring this assistance to us. The highest wisdom is Atlantis. what we need to understand is the wish. This wish is connected to transcendental wisdom, Egypt. We need to understand, to reconnect. I recommend you read the Emerald Tablet of Thought if you haven't read that. It's a very powerful book on the Kybalion. What we need to do is love life. We need to be open to love and sharing. And the outcome is the scribe or the writer. I'm going to publish my book. I think it's a great book. It's in my playlist, Beyond the Veils of Illusion, but it's very sketchy translation. It's just a preview, just to give an idea. But it's still the first few chapters are fairly well translated. I have to complete the English translation. But you may want to look at the first few chapters. Let me know what you think. For there is a need to modernize society in order to adapt to the situation of the 21st century, and that goes through education, and to be able to bring people up through the social elevator, the spiritual elevator, and the social elevators. I realized also I was watching the track and field World Cup in Qatar, and because my father was an athlete. He was when he was 16 years old, he was he held a record for the 60-meter sprint in Europe with 6:09 at 16 years old, and he was qualified for the Rome Olympics, 1960, I believe. So, but even 60 years later, these records haven't really moved. The world record is 6.4 seconds. But what I realized, I was watching just like from the corner of my eye, so that anybody that master anti-gravity, the power of anti-gravity, could blow up every record on the track and field level, which will maybe interesting if anybody do that, to open other athletes to this potential, to utilize psychic powers as well, to do that, because right now they're just using strengths, muscles. But gravity is very, very reliable force, just as the law of attraction. Those are very reliable force. But anti-gravity is part of the spirit, knowledge, and understanding. So it's something it'll be interesting to see when humans are starting to develop those psychic power, how they will evolve the world of sport. I thought that will be quite interesting. And so I wanted to say that our soul, who we are, true soul, we do not know that soul. Our soul and our spirit, our I am presence, are working together to make our life what it is, and to bring us into this liberation, this enlightenment. But our soul doesn't belong to us. We belong to our soul. We are just an extension of that soul. Yet we want to honor and respect ourselves for being an extension of that soul. Behind me, the paintings this is a painting, it's a conceptual painting about the yin and the yang, the masculine and feminine. Before, so the earth is like here, but it's like the feminine and masculine that comes from the great heart. It's like a great heart, the symbol of Amor, which is a heart that's separated in two. And so when we come here, at first we are whole, and then we come here, we chose a masculine persona or feminine persona. And so this is symbolic. This is another scene that I've kind of changed a few things. I changed the color of the wine up there. I changed the color of paradise. I changed the color of the three faces of the graces, and the color of the flower here. I kind of like it as it is. For in art, there is two things that are very essential. This is really my passion. I was a gallery dealer, and then an art broker, and then I became an artist. But it is all part of what I'm most interested in is art. And for me in art, there is two things that are extremely important: good taste and high style. High style means when we look at an artist, we know it is this artist. It is a style that's so personal to the artist that cannot be mistaken. Of course, when you look at Picasso and a Braque from 1910, it's like they can be mistaken one for the other. When you look at a Sisley and a Pissarro, certain paintings, they're not signed. They could be one or the other, for they resemble one another. But usually you can. All great artists have developed their own style, and there is also the matter of good taste, which is taste is relative. There is certain people that like certain things, and also people that like other things. And in the privacy of one's home, taste is just even bad taste is okay. But I mean, bad taste relatively some things that feel like like it's not good test, but in the public space in France, here in Caen or in Paris, I see it. So they put like they're investing a lot of money in public sculpture that are really bad tests, and a lot of people don't like it because it's not consensuous. But even in art, as a dealer, for instance, as a broker, sometimes I was offered that there was a painting of Caravaggio. There was David holding the head of Goliath, blowing in like a lot of blood, and no collector would want to buy this kind of subject. Only the museum would buy those subjects. The same thing. I had this Gauguin, this Paul Gauguin, a beautiful painting from Tahiti. Somebody wanted to sell, but it's really hard to sell because it's a portrait. It's a piece which represents a head on the table inside an interior with like windows into like. It's a beautiful Tahitian painting, but the subject, the idea that at the center of the painting there is this head of this guy that's been chopped off his head. Collectors do not want those kind of things. So good test is very essential. Also art that is talking about what's going on in the world is like very ephemeral because those things will pass. We want art that lasts, as Hegel, the philosopher, would say that art has to carry lasting value. In 100 years, 1,000 years from now, we need to still be able to enjoy a piece of art. If it's discussing some political problems or situation, it is just ephemeral. It's more about journalism or cartoon or satire, but those things are available. I'm just not criticizing. I'm just so I talk about this. I wanted to show you to show them. This is I finished my portrait of Vincent van Gogh. It's a series of painting I do that are 30 by 40 centimeters, and of the master of art. I decided I'm going to make, as soon as I find new canvases of that format, I'm going to make the portrait of Marcel Duchamp, and this fits perfectly inside. So it's just going to be a white canvas with this and signed in red, Marcel Duchamp. For those who know Marcel Duchamp, I think he would like that. It's like a portrait. His portrait will be a ready-made object. And so I just wanted to come and say hello, and I'm gonna sing a quick song and pour a lot more cards. It's a song that came through my mind, and it's called Heart of Gold. It's like this. I want to live, I want to give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I've crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. It's been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. You keeps me searching and I'm growing old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Beautiful song. His name was Neil Young. Is Neil Young. The card of the day is the King of Ariel. Prosper, stable, gifted, powerful. Your projects are unfolding as it should. Professional and financial success. Utilizing well your resources. So it's all good. This week will open up, unfold new potential, and we're going to be able to move forward with all those things. If we're ready, when we're ready, all things will unfold naturally. I thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.